Hello teachers, welcome to Para Maestros podcast. This is the English version. Para Maestros means for teachers only. Here we will talk about education, everything related with our profession, from the perspective of Latin America and from the perspective of other teachers from around the world. We will have opinions, interviews, and lots of information about education, and I hope you enjoy it. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Para Maestros. Today, we're going to dive into the topic of that the headlines it's making headlines now. The impact of screen time in our students and in the education system.
Hi, Carolina. This is a great topic. This is a very interesting topic, especially to understand how this is affecting our lives and our students in the classroom.
Yeah, it's absolutely annoying sometimes because our students are changing. And let's start with, we're looking at some studies, and recently we found a study that was made by the JAMA Pediatrics highlights that highlights that excessive screen time, especially beyond 2 hours daily, can negatively impact young children's well-being, reducing their resilience and curiosity while increasing externalizing behaviors like impulsivity and attention issues. This correlation is particularly noted in children aged 3 to 5 years old. The study suggests that while minimal screen exposure, like 1 hour or less daily, can have neutral or even good effects in students, anything beyond 2 hours can hinder development areas essential for emotional and social adjustment. Found excessive screen time can negatively impact students' cognitive development, attention spans, and sleep patterns.
Yes, that's a significant concern, Carolina, because as a teachers, we have noticed that a decline in the students' ability to focus and engage in the classroom, and how they are interested in the topics of the class. That is very important to understand how their minds are constantly changing and how these screens are shaping the ability that they must to have in the classroom and for their learning.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's not just that and about negative impacts technology. Well, we need to use it wisely because it can be a powerful tool, but it could be crucial to find a balance. We've seen firsthand how excessive screen time can hinder students' social skills and emotional development. I notice in my classrooms the children have less attention span and they have hard time working on paper. And when I gave them anything that they have to do with paper, they have a lot more time. Like it's harder than years ago. And when I give them an iPad, they hyper focus. If I want my class to be quiet, everybody just get your iPad or get your tablet, work on this, and you don't listen, you don't hear them unless some of them get tired or fight between themselves in the iPad because they can do that. So when I was in China, now I'm back in Colombia, but when I was in China, they have a regulation for screen time in school. They are trying to put it into houses, people being aware of that screen time, but the regulation was 10 minutes in the classroom, like in an hour. When they come to observe me, sometimes they come to observe me, they kind of check that my time with iPad time or screen time was less than 10 minutes. That's something
But
that they
what
want.
about the screens that you use as a teacher, as a tool for teaching?
Yeah, as long as it's not a video or it's not something in movement, like I can have a PPT, a PowerPoint presentation. You can project the paper that you're working on, but not much videos not much screen time in by themselves, students by themselves. So that was something interesting. They're trying to help somehow. And I think they finally or somehow they got aware of how screen time are affecting students and children, especially young children.
Okay,
So
but there was a minimum age to have this exposure to the screens, or
they they were very vigilant with young children. They wanted less screen time with young children. They said screen time, and they actually, when I was the first time in the village, when I was very some time ago, not so much, some time ago, I when I was in the village and I was teaching in a kindergarten, they have ordered schools to have students minimum 2 hours playtime outside, outdoor. That was an mandatory, and the schools had to adapt to that mandatory system of 2 hours minimum outside.
Mhm.
So they have like 4 recess times. They have lots of playgrounds and stuff that they can do. Everything had to be for them. Those 2 hours needed to be outside. That was very important for them. That was implemented. It was being implemented when I arrived to China.
Okay.
They have the they have the regulations, but some schools don't follow, unless the government come and check, they don't follow. But it
Mm,
was important to protect young children's screen time and playtime. They wanted the children to be out and play outside and just be kids. That was, it was noisy, and it was cute kids here there, it was noisy. They have beautiful places, they have tricycles, they have balls, a little balls pool. They can jump
mm,
on them, and it was mandatory to go and take them there. Teacher had to go take them there. This is the space for them. Bring them here.
mhm.
Bring them here. They had so I remember the principal go checking if the kids were playing. It was interesting. That was interesting. That was in the village. When I moved to Beijing, there was less playtime. They had the playtime. They had the rules. They had to follow the rules in the 10 minutes iPad or screen time. But implemented, the reinforcement wasn't as big as small village.
And this is I think this is the best way to take the students out from the screens
Yeah,
use.
let them play.
Take them out to the playground and just let them play.
Let them play. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love technology though in the classroom. I love that they learn how to manage and use technology. And I know, like, although we have some challenges, many schools are incorporating some digital citizenship programs into
Mhm.
the curriculum. These programs teach students how to use technology ethically and safely, which is very important. There's a website that I recommend because I loved it when I was in the United States. Common Sense is the name of
Common
the
sense.
Common
Mm.
Sense, and which I really loved it because it teaches children how to be a digital citizen. You are a digital citizen now. We're not just citizens of any country. We're in a digital world now, and this program teach them ethics, how to be safe, how to
Mm.
check if the source is real, if whatever they're reading is real and it was coming from a good source. And
Mm.
so I teach them. I remember I taught them. My English is going away. I'm worried now that I'm in Colombia. Anyway, so it taught them to check the website. They have, the name or the
Mhm.
link, and around the website, you could see so many links and so many things that they can identify if with this source, it's a real source or not.
Okay,
I loved it. I was like, this is
very
interesting.
useful.
Of course, how not to copy, all of these things that they need to learn in a digital world. But also, I know that some schools are implementing screen-free zones during specific times of the day,
Mhm.
encouraging face-to-face interactions. That's, for me and my generation, it's weird. This is a screen-free zone. You don't have your phone here, your iPad, anything here. You just talk to each other. That is
Mhm.
definitely another world, you know. From my
Yes.
generation, this is another world.
Yes, I think that these websites that you such talk about, it's are very important to understand or to create in our students the critical thinking and responsibility in how to use the technology and the tools in the classroom and in daily life.
Yeah, and then be healthy. Um, Basically, I think for parents that have young children, please don't have them more than 2 hours a day on their phones or on your phone. I know kids can be annoying and because I work with them and they could be a little bit intense, but
Mhm.
having puzzles and other type of games or sort of things that entertain them like we did in the past and will help them more than having them on screen time because they really, I've noticed a lot of low tolerance to frustration. They have
Mhm.
the low, yeah, they just can't because when you are in your phone, the dopamine and the what it's stimulus, it's too much. They have too many things happening in 1 second, in 1 minute, and in the classroom as teachers, we're just one person,
Mhm.
maximum two. That's with a miracle. And we are there trying to teach them something, but their brains are accustomed to having too much information in a couple of seconds. We don't. I imagine I'm boring for them to hear me. It's the same person. It's not changing. It's not doing much. It's moving here and there. It's nothing like the computer games or the videos that they see. So we encourage parents to check this out. No? Just don't let them
Mhm.
be on the phone. I heard like the minimum age to have a phone is would be good at 14.
40.
14. Yeah, actually one of my sisters doing that. The kid's not
Hmm.
having fun until he's 14 and he can't wait. Like he's almost 14. So he can't wait, but he's not having fun and he hadn't have that. So I guess he will be more mature in the sense of receiving the phone and knowing how to interact that. But because now the kids have all everybody has a phone and I do have a phone and I am a little bit addicted. Trying not
Yes.
to.
There are many schools that are trying to implementing these I don't know how to say that, to implementing this to make the students that postpone the use of the telephone or the screens. But
Mhm.
I think it's important to have a collaborative work with the parents and in the rest of society. We have to take into account that it's important to not this is not only a problem for the students or for the younger people. It's also we have to also think about our mental health
Yeah.
as an
Yeah, learn how to use it. It's like a new toy for us. We got
Mhm.
this new toy and it's so nice and so cool but we don't know how to do it and we don't know how much we can use it and we don't, we're
Mhm.
kind of learning and our children are born that way. They got their phones when they are babies. We didn't,
Mhm.
I didn't. So now the that I have my phone, it's too easy to use it. I imagine for a child it's much easier because they learn faster. We have to strive for balance, as you said, because uh, it's not only schools, and we teachers are being affected a lot more. I feel like because we cannot give them phones every day, all the time, all day, and we don't need to use it all day. We don't have to, and we don't need to, and we don't want to, I guess. But I feel like we need to have a balance between family and school and how to approach this topic without feeling that it's a prohibition because if you prohibit it, kids will gonna get it more. Has to be some educational way to get around this.
And regulation, and talk about this topic at home and in class, in
Yeah,
education.
a great point. Yeah, we need to do it both sides, education, parents and schools. Well,
Mhm.
teachers, this is what we have to say for today. So far, we don't have much of strategies of an answer because it's a lot of that comes from home and how much children are exposed to the iPads or the tablets or their phones. It's a lot to be with their families. But what we could say is you can keep going, keep trying, don't lose hope, and keep exploring, keep learning, and keep inspiring your students. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening, teachers. Stay curious. Connect with me on social media and explore my website. All the links in the description below.